be here today. We've got a lot of stuff to go through. I know there's a lot of excitement around today. A lot of people are curious about what we're talking about, and we're definitely excited to get that going. Robert, I love the laptop with all Reagan stickers on there. That's so
Yeah.
funny, man. Seems like she's adding to that collection. But real quick, I wanted to start before we dive into some of the announcements that we've got. I know we've got a long roadmap. I want to talk real quick about some of the macroeconomic updates that we saw last week. We saw some positive CPI numbers. So I was wondering, could you walk us through what that means, probably in the near term, and what we could probably deduce from that going forward? I know that we've had some, ugly numbers in the past, and it seems like things are going the right direction. So could you just break down what that means so that we understand exactly how to interpret that data?
Yeah, man. So I'm not ready to celebrate yet, but we have seen some positive inflation data come out last week. We saw interest rates hit one of the lowest points they've been probably all year. Maybe that very beginning of the year they were a little bit lower, but again, we need good interest rate news. We need an excuse for all this momentum that's built up in our industry to turn loose, so that we can go from this sub 4 million annualized home sales back up to hopefully something in the mid fives, low sixes would be fantastic. And I really believe we're going to see that because there is a lot of pent up demand. Every year that we have a sub 4 million number, we are driving more demand forward. And so rates came down a little bit. I'm not ready to celebrate victory quite yet. We've seen a lot of head fakes along the way. It only takes one or two pieces of news going in the other direction to get the Fed kind of back where they are. They are being very cautious. They are saying, "Hey, we're not ready to cut rates yet. We do think things are heading in the right direction, but I would like to believe that this is it. But again, I'm not quite ready to celebrate yet because this would be like our seventh head fake from inflation data from the Fed of us believing that this was finally over and rates were going to come down. But definitely in a good spot right now. I think we're going to see a little pickup in volume, which is nice because the increase in rates robbed a little bit of that momentum from us for that spring buying season, and there's still time to kind of get some folks in before the end of the year. And so I do think we're going to see a better second half of the year than what we expected after this little improvement in mortgage rates.
Yeah, that's great news, and I think it just supports kind of the theme that we've always talked about, which is that you have to be laying the seeds now. You have to be putting in the work now because when it does start to turn the other direction, if you are going to gain momentum, momentum and market share, now is the time to be doing those efforts that will bloom. So this is kind of again, I get it. It's too early to celebrate, but it is a positive direction for us. Should it continue to this direction? So again, guys, just continue to keep your head down, do the work, plant the seeds, because when this goes the other direction, you will benefit from it. So looking forward to that. So real quick, Arbit, I'll turn it over to you to dive us through today's announcements and activities.
Yeah, Davey, do you have my slides that you can bring in there? I've got my laptop in my lap because I'm going to run us through the roadmap slides. So we got a decent amount there. Do you have that, Davey, so you can get it up on the screen? There's no good way to do this. We are going to
Yeah.
pivot though, and I do have my jacket on today. I'm feeling great, looking
All
good. We
right.
got big announcements. We may just have to jump into that and save the roadmap for another week. But let me get this figured out. Okay, here we go.
All
How
right.
does that
Hold
look on camera?
on.
All right. Luxury Preferred Network, completely live. We're crushing it there. We've got agents having an amazing time with Luxury Preferred Network. All of our boxes have shipped out. It's been a wonderful experience. We've gotten amazing reviews from early agents who have received their Luxury Preferred Network kits. If you got yours, give us a little shout out in the chat. If you have used that yet on a listing appointment or with a potential luxury buyer or seller, give us a shout out in the chat. Really proud of that product. We've shown it to folks at other brokerages, bigger luxury brokerages, other brokerages with their own luxury collections or networks, and we are getting rave reviews on how amazing that has been for agents' business. Moving on, the commission intake wizard is fully live. I hope you guys are using this. This is the new system where you can on demand import your transactions from Loop, and then you can get in there and actually set up the commission disbursement yourself, which gives you more control over the accuracy of the transaction and speeds your file through either DA or Commission Concierge. Again, we've got a lot of agents using this. This is in full release. This is fully out there. Agents are using it and winning with that at a really high level. Again, seeing higher accuracy, seeing better speed to getting their DAs out, their commission intakes, forms submitted, team splits, and everything else. And so, again, we're really proud of that technological improvement that we made. We've got the new Commission Concierge is now live. This is where you can go in and request access to the Chase mobile app, which allows you to take a picture of a commission check made out to LPT Realty. It deposits it directly into LPT Realty's bank account so that then we can process ACHing you your funds even faster. Again, the agents who have been using that Chase app are having a great experience. It's actually faster than going to the bank branch. When you go into a bank branch, it can take up to 24 hours for the image of the check to show up to us. When you use the Chase mobile app, it shows up immediately. So you can go into Commission Concierge, you can check that out. Also in there, you can see your most recent funds in and your most recent ACH is sent. So if you are an agent who's getting paid after closing because your state doesn't allow DA, or maybe that title company didn't allow DA, you now have full transparency into when we received the money and the fact that we've received the money from the title company, and then when we turn the money around to you, all in one little place there on the new Commission Concierge tab inside of LPT Connect. Let's see where else we're going here. LPTx, the Collab Edition, is fully live. We've had agents having a lot of success there with listing power tools. Excited to have that built natively into Connect now. We had an agent recently post in Facebook. Heather Spivey said, I can't remember how it went, but it was something like the listing box making your appointment go so well that the seller cancels interviews with the remaining agents. That just happened. And then we had a number of other agents jump in and say, that happened to me too. Way to go. Great work. One of our agents said that her clients always think it's a pizza box. But again, we love hearing that positive feedback with you guys out there winning with listing power tools. We've got some new improvements coming. I told you guys at Grand Prix that as Listing Power Tools X launches, we're going to be able to put out new looks, new formats, new styles inside of Listing Power Tools. So again, you can see here on my laptop, I wish we had these slides with Dave, but we're going to work through this. Again, just a more modern look that we're able to go to now. These are actually powered by Dezzi instead of the legacy Listing Power Tools technology. This is one of the big innovations we could not launch until we got Listing Power Tools natively built into Connect. So that's coming soon, but Listing Power Tools is fully live in Connect right now. Our open house and cooperative marketing systems are going to be releasing next week. Remember, we talked about this at Grand Prix. You can go follow up and check out the knowledge base. But this is where agents, as they load their listings into Listing Power Tools, can allow other agents to hold open houses in those listings, can allow other agents to market those listings with power packs, with direct mail, with digital marketing, all under the control of the listing agent, and help other agents drive exposure for your listings while they get to drive leads and exposure for themselves. So really excited about that system. That is going live next week. We've got a lot of technology stuff happening right now. Buyer power tools and off-market power tools. We are releasing this in 2 weeks. We are pending final legal approval. So right now the lawyers are going through all of our stuff. We want to make sure that we are completely in compliance with the NAR guidelines. We want to make sure we're not conflicting with any state level guidelines. So legal team is telling me about 2 weeks to get that finalized so that we can get the buyer power tools and the new home buyer broker agreement journey and everything published and out, which will put us just ahead of the deadline set by NAR. Agent choice for CRM, we've got 2 of our 3 options are now live. So the Lofty solo instance is available inside of the Lofty marketplace. You can now request KvCore. You can do that by submitting a ticket. KvCore carries the same $99 activation fee as Chime, and then where Chime Enterprise is free every month, the Chime solo instance is $49 a month, and KvCore is $49 a month. So that is now live, and we are expecting to release Follow-Up Boss as a 3rd option next month. So again, making progress there, getting the CRM options out. We'll be the first brokerage to have agents 3 choices of CRMs, because really what we're trying to accomplish here is that when an agent comes to LPT, they can continue to use the tech stack that they are most comfortable with. If you're a KvCore user, if you're a Chime user, if you're a FUB user, we want you to have access to the tools, because what we've learned after doing this for the last 2 years is trying to learn a new technology stack, trying to adapt to a new CRM can actually set agents back in their business during the brokerage transition. So we made the bold move to step out there and negotiate deals with 3 different CRM companies, 4 different total options when you consider Lofty Enterprise versus Lofty Solo Instance, so that you can run your business the way you want to run your business. Remember, LPT is grounded in agent choice, and this is another great example of that. SkySlope, we are going to start beta testing SkySlope next week. It's probably another month away from full release. The big update that I have for you guys for SkySlope is originally we talked about doing a monthly fee for SkySlope. We're actually going to waive that. There's only going to be a one-time activation fee. So if you want SkySlope, you pay $99 one time for us to cover the activation fee to get it turned on, and then from there you pay nothing monthly. You get SkySlope for as long as you're with LPT for no monthly cost, but you do pay a one-time $99 activation fee. I feel like this is a big win versus charging you all monthly for it. So again, now there's two choices of document management system. Neither one carries a monthly fee. Dotloop has no activation fee. You can join and get Dotloop for free. If you decide you want SkySlope, we do have to charge that activation fee. It's a little more expensive of a software for us, but I think that was, again, a great improvement for you guys, where instead of paying monthly, you're going to pay one time to then have access to SkySlope for life at LPT Realty. Again, beta testing on that will start in a few states next week, and not Florida, by the way. We're actually starting beta testing on this in a couple of other states, so we'll be getting the word out about that next week on Motivation Monday. And then SkySlope is currently loading all the forms and getting us set up across the country, and we hope to be fully released sometime by the end of next month. LPT Plus, I know this is a big one. LPT Plus, our first early access mastermind is going to be on August 5th. I was hoping to get it done sooner, but with me being in Montana and some of the other big things we've been working on, I really wanted to get back to Florida so we can make this first big LPT Plus mastermind, introductory mastermind, a big win. So expect that'll happen after Motivation Monday on August 5th. Expect a really great, probably hour and a half we'll go there. So if you've pre-opted in to LPT Plus, and remember, you're not getting charged until we fully release, which will be probably sometime. We probably won't start charging people until October 1st, honestly, because we want to get everything rolled out between now and September, have a fully tested product. So you won't be charged until October 1st. But if you early opt in to LPT Plus, you can start being a part of these masterminds, start getting access to the early technology releases as we have them ready to go. But again, that first kickoff mastermind will be August 5th. If you're an LPT Plus early opt-in member, put that on your calendar. We'll be emailing the links and the dates and the times out to all of the agents who have opted into LPT Plus coming up in the next couple of weeks here to get ready for that first August 5th mastermind once I am back in Florida. Connect 2.0 is humming along nicely. I was going to show you some screenshots of that, but on my laptop it's just not going to do it justice. And then finally, I think the beginning of the big news, we're now getting into the fun part of today's call, state expansion. This is a big one. So we're going to restart our state expansion in the next 60 days. So, you know, we made a strategic decision to take the last couple of months here and get our internal systems hardened, make sure we had the right staff in place, getting amazing technology like the Commission Wizard in place, amazing technology like Listing Power Tools X in place, the Commission Concierge in place, because we learned from some mistakes we made last year in our state expansion, our 7 weeks and 7 state launches. You know, we learned from some things. I think we did a great job, but in all, we learned we're ready for this next round of state expansion. So in the next 60 days, we're going to start launching new states. California will be one of them. I know that's a big win for a lot of folks, and we'll be launching more states. We'll probably do another 7 in 7 weeks, but again, expect a big state expansion push for LPT Realty to push us into the majority of the U.S. beginning in the next 60 days. We want to get through the next couple of summer months. We want to make sure that we've got everybody's transactions served at the absolute highest level, and then as we hit that time of year when transactions start to slow down a little bit relatively, that's when we're going to hit the throttle on state expansion and continue to take this company nationwide. So again, big exciting stuff there. And then even more exciting, we are moving into international. So we're officially launching a new international division. This is going to be called LPT International Realty. We've actually incorporated that company in Delaware, LPT International Realty LLC. And I'm proud to announce that we have a CEO picked out for LPT International Realty who is going to help lead us on that international expansion. One of the most experienced guys in the industry for that type of expansion. And along the way, he's also going to be a massive contributor to what we're doing here in the U.S. with LPT Realty as well. So while he's coming in as the CEO of LPT International Realty, he's also going to play a massive role in our growth and our culture and our expansion and everything we're doing as a part of the executive team here in the U.S. So, Davey, if you can cue that video. I'm glad I did not put this one on my laptop, and we're going to get this big introduction going.
You know, all of us go through some steps where decisions are thrown at you. You start thinking about the last 20 years building something and being proud of that journey and what was built. And it got me to where I am today, seeing where the next step was in my trajectory. You know, the unknown is scary. Sort of the darkness. You don't know what you're stepping into. But when you're complacent, it's the start of death. And if you don't get past that complacency, you start to die a little bit every single day. There's something called impact, and impact is so strong. When you have that vision, when it becomes a global vision, when it actually starts thinking about who can I help? Can I help my neighbor? Can I help my community? Can I help the world? That's a big statement. Legacy is something that I'm so passionate about. And when I knew what LPT was, when I knew what the potential was to leave legacy, something that's so important to Robert as the founder of this. I've spent a lot of time with him now, saw who he is as a leader, as a visionary, as a family man, as someone who truly cares about people and what the impact that this company is going to leave on the world. That's really what I have bought into, what I am so excited for, and what the future is going to be as we write the next chapter of LPT. Sometimes you think you came to climb the mountain, then you realize you came to be the mountain.
All right, and we're back, and I'm joined by the one and only Michael Valdez here in Montana. Michael, welcome, man.
Oh my God, what a pleasure to be here. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to the LPT family. I am so excited to be here, to meet everybody, and to continue on the next chapter of what LPT's future is.
Yeah, man, this is so exciting. Michael and I, met not too long ago, and have had some amazing discussions, kind of about my vision for LPT Realty, the amazing culture and company that we've already built here together, the amazing agents we brought together, the way that we've grown this company and excelled and putting real estate first, and there was just a lot of alignment, I think, between us. And again, while Michael's forte is absolutely international expansion, I'm excited to have him on the team because he does have a lot of experience domestically as well.
Absolutely.
Helping cloud brokerages grow very large numbers in a short amount of time, as he was at another cloud brokerage previously. A lot of you may know him from there. So yeah, Michael, I guess I want to talk a little about your decision to join LPT Realty. It was a big decision for you, to resign from a very large established company and take a chance. Not really take a chance, but it was take a chance on a 2-year-old company. While we've done amazing things, we are definitely kind of we're the upstart. We're the challenger brand in this space right now. And so I guess I want to talk a little bit of that, and then I want to dig through your history a little bit, because I think a lot of our agents maybe aren't aware of how vast your accomplishments are from your time leading Sotheby's international expansion, being an executive at Realogy/Anywhere, another publicly traded franchise brokerage, then working for a publicly traded cloud brokerage. Man, I think you're really one of a kind when you look at that resume and what you've accomplished and what you've done. And I'm so proud to have you, make the decision to join us here at LPT Realty.
Robert, first of all, thank you. You're making me feel old with all that stuff. It's a lot there, but it is. It's been amazing. And as you said, yeah, it was an incredibly difficult decision to resign from my old firm. I was there for 4 years. Really had an incredible growth trajectory there. And it was funny because I had left Realogy after 15 years and went to that opportunity, which was a big sort of move that people weren't expecting back then. And it was the number one question was why? And it was because I saw the future there. And then the same exact answer now, right, where it was a very difficult decision to resign, but then really seeing your vision, meeting you, knowing the fact that you became the fastest growing cloud-based brokerage in the space in the shortest amount of time,
Yep.
over 10,000 agents in 2 years. And that actually caused such a incredible base for what growth can be. And right now, to sort of look at international, to look at where we could go and really have this model work around the globe is something that I'm absolutely excited about. Your leadership, really getting to know you over the last few months and really understanding what your overall vision was. I am so excited to be here.
Yeah, the future is bright here at LPT. I think look, we came up with the right model at the right time.
Yeah.
This was a period of time when real estate is in a down market right now. Number of real estate sales is at a historic low, and agents needed something different. Agents need listing power tools right now. You
That's
listen to
right.
us talk about that. Agents need the type of technology we're building. Agents need the choice, and I think that really is probably, if you look at everything we do, the power of agent choice, I think, is really what has resonated the most with agents in a world now where business is getting tougher. Agents are having to get more creative, work harder, to do the same number of transactions. They're having to build a different kind of business. And for a brokerage to come along that is anchored in this idea of agent choice, right? We started with choice around compensation plan, the choice to participate in attraction or not. Now we take it to the choice of CRM, the choice of technology, the choice of document management. These are all things we've done to reduce barriers to give the entrepreneurial agent the ability to achieve their goals, their definition of success, without having to relearn new tools, without having to relearn new systems, but then also bring in technology like listing power tools, like LPT Connect, like what we're building with Connect 2.0, because there are spaces where these things don't exist anywhere else. They don't exist at other brokerages, so we have to build them. And I think that philosophy has really served us well. I'm excited to see what we can do with that on the international front. And, so you and I have obviously had kind of conversations about what this roadmap looks like. And, kind of as we think about Michael, joining us here on the executive team at LPT Realty as the CEO of LPT International, the next 5 or 6 months is a lot of ingrained with us, right? It's going to be spending a lot of time with our U.S.-based agents, spending a lot of time with our existing agents, helping them grow, helping them achieve their goals, learning and seeing how we've done all of this. While meanwhile in the background, we're filing that paperwork, we're filing those licenses, we're making hirings, because our goal is to actually launch our first country before the end of the year.
First countries.
First countries before the end of the year. And so again, I'm really excited. I'm excited about the immediacy. I'm excited about your experience and knowledge, being here and available for our existing domestic agents. And look, and that never goes away. You're in the family. As big as international gets, I know you're always going to play a massive role with our LPT agents here in the U.S. You're based in Dallas, Texas. This guy is a road warrior. He's spent as many as 200 days a year flying around the country to spread the good word for brands he's worked for in the past. So you're going to see him in all of our LPT communities across the U.S., eventually across the globe. But we have this great window of time here, kind of through the end of the year, as those first countries are getting going, where really all of your focus is going to be on our domestic agents and bringing your history and experience with growth, with building, with attraction, with luxury, with really, again, a massive resume to them as we prime the pump for going international, because ultimately that is the vision, right? The vision is for LPT Realty to be the largest real estate brokerage in the world. And to do that, we can't stop just in the U.S. And so, when I had the opportunity to meet with Michael and learned about, was it 86 different countries Michael has opened across 7 different real estate brands. I mean, there is no one else that has that experience with taking a model and figuring out how to adapt it internationally. He's now got experience with the cloud model going internationally and learned some what to do, what not to do there.
Well,
and
that's so true.
And LPT gets to benefit from all that. So again, man, I'm excited. Talk to me about kind of first steps. What are you thinking?
I actually want to just touch on a few things that you just said.
Okay,
right
great.
now we're from a macro level, we're getting into some in our industry where there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of confusion, right? It's sort of like, in the video you saw me talk about legacy, which is so important. And to get there, you really need to get to a place and a brokerage that you feel safe at, that can weather those storms, that you have the tools and resources in order for you to grow your business effectively. Those things are so important when you sort of have, I always say that greatness happens in down markets, right? Our real estate market is incredibly cyclical. You sort of go back to 2007, 2008, 2009, there were companies like WhatsApp and Uber that were born from that, right? And so you start thinking about, wow, those companies are now almost verbs in our vocabulary.
Absolutely.
And you start thinking about what can be done here, what greatness can happen. And that's what's so exciting, because I know what your vision is. I know what we've talked about. I wish we could tell everybody everything we've talked about, right? But it's not just the year plan for the end of the year, or even the 3-year, but the 5, the 10, and the 15. Yeah. And that's what's exciting to me. It's sort of like, what is the future of what LPT is? And I strongly believe that it is going to be the largest real estate company in the world. That's what's exciting to me. I think the initial steps are exactly what you said, getting ingrained with the community, getting really knowing who our leadership is already within the the LPT family. Did I just do that?
Yeah.
That's going to happen one day or two. But that'll be, see, if we were, this is live television,
Live
right?
television, man. Yeah.
So LPT family.
Yeah.
And that's something that is to my heart, what I want to do. I want to be able to serve all of you. I want to be able to serve what your vision has been and how we continue to grow there.
Yeah, man, it's really exciting times. Also, in addition to just Michael's vast real estate experience, a lot of years as a real estate agent, still has licenses in 2 states. Sold a lot of real estate early in his career before going to the corporate side with, Realogy and Sotheby's and leading that expansion. Has also been a senior executive at publicly traded companies.
That's right.
Pretty much since Realogy went public, whatever that was.
Yeah.
So for at least 15 years now, roughly.
That's exactly right.
So again, and that's great for LPT. Michael will be the first member of our executive team who has prior public company experience, which is something we're going to be adding more of in the coming year here as we continue on our plans and continue to look at LPT's march toward the capital markets in 2025. So yeah, man, I'm really excited. Getting to understand your vision and the way you care about the agents. Really understanding my vision and the way LPT thinks about real estate first, and understanding how real estate first ultimately is the best path to long-term rev share.
That's right.
The best path to having that long-term wealth through revenue share comes from this idea of real estate first. Because again, to have long-term success as a company, we need lots of people who feel like they can come here and they can focus on real estate sales, and they don't feel disenfranchised because maybe they're not into attraction. They don't feel disenfranchised or like they're overpaying because they're not an agent attraction. But that ultimately is what makes our agent attraction so powerful. It's how we've had agents come here and build larger organizations in the last 2 years than we've seen built at our competitors. Agents have come here who maybe couldn't build that large organization at a competitor, now have come here and built a massive one. And I really attribute a lot of that back to real estate first. And I know that resonated with you as well. You have a ton of experience in the rev share space, a ton of experience in the cloud space. I'm excited for you to be here now and help share that with our agents, help share that with our leadership team. Again, as we now go on this expansion journey, both domestically, as we start to open more amazing states like California, starting in about 60 days, and then the international expansion, which again, I'm so excited about. We want to do it right. We want to do it judiciously.
Absolutely.
We're not going to just jump out there and spray and pray and open too many countries too quickly, but we are here to prove to the world that LPT is an international brand. We have a very solid game plan for what opening up those countries in the right way, in a fiscally responsible way, in the right type of growth way, so that we can build the right roots and go deep in those countries as we build them. And so again, it may be a little slower as far as opening countries than what you've done in the past, but I think we've both had a lot of conversations on the importance of opening countries the right way, so that we can have that success.
Right, and look, the low-hanging fruit is probably Canada first, where we'll look at some key provinces in Canada, and then other things that make sense for what you've already built here. We have 12,000 wonderful ambassadors that have international contacts already. So I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you as to where there are opportunities, where you think there's some synergies with what has been built already at LPT, and what makes sense as far as expansion. And that's really where a lot of this happens organically, where there's greater opportunities. We can come in much the same way that you're opening up these states, is where there's organic opportunities for you, then that's where you actually go. And so we can do the exact same roadmap as we look at international. And you're talking about, you were talking about rev share, you're talking about diversification, you're talking about passive income. You're talking again back to my favorite word of building legacy for someone's family, for someone's generational wealth. And when that happens, that becomes something that is truly a gift that you can actually give your family.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And look, that's the beauty of this model. And I think maybe some people think because I say real estate first so much that I don't want people to have that passive income, and that's not it at all.
Yeah.
I think what I've realized, and you and I've had a lot of conversations about this, if you don't have the real estate heart, if you don't have real estate first, at some point the rev share piece will start to fall apart.
Yeah, that's true.
And we've seen this happen in our industry. We see this happen in other industries that have any type of the network marketing effect. Because again, there is a number where people joining have less of an opportunity.
Yep.
And so why do they come? Well, they come because LPT is the absolute best place to sell real estate. It has the best marketing tools. It has the best education and training. It has the best technology. And to me, that is the only way to build that true long-term wealth and that long-term legacy. And you and I had so much alignment on this, and again, just watching the industry, being students of those that came before us, being students of the other models in the industry, and understanding that if we really are going to create what the ultimate vision was for revenue share, in our version now called hybrid share, we have to approach things a little differently. Because if we do it the same way everyone else did it, we've seen what happens. It gets really hot, it feels really good for a window of time, and then it starts to kind of stall, and growth starts to stall, and people's organizations start to shrink, and things start to go the other way. And I believe the only solution to that is hybrid share. And I'm all in on hybrid share, and now you're all in on hybrid share. But again, we had to look at this problem differently. We had to look at the entire industry, and we had to look at the concept of rev share differently, because I do want to proudly look at agents 10 years from now, 15 years from now, and see them having achieved that true goal of creating legacy by being here at LPT Realty, versus having to look at agents in 10 years and start taking things away or start changing models, or trying to explain to them why we didn't achieve the goals we thought we were going to achieve. And that really, I think, is the beauty of our commitment to the real estate side of the business, because that is what fuels the ability to create legacy. You can't just create legacy off of other legacy. Legacy has to be created off of real estate, and that is why we are real estate first. And as I got to know you more, and I think as you really started to see the model and understand how that commitment to real estate first ultimately fuels the success of the ability to build legacy, and I think that was really where I know we clicked, and there was a lot of alignment.
I always sort of say there's no revenue share without revenue. You can't have any revenue share unless you have real estate sales, and you have to get back to the basics. And when you put that in the forefront, where everyone's on that same page, everyone has that same goal in mind, that's when you win, and that's when you win in a long-term play, right? It's not just the short wins. It's not just what are you doing in this quarter or next. It's what are you doing in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? How do you retire from this? How do you actually make this what is serving you, your family, and your communities?
Absolutely, man. Well, I'm so excited, and Hodge, we can't hear you, so I'm probably just going to wrap it up from here if you're listening. I closed my laptop without thinking that was going to cut off my audio feed to you. But again, guys, big day here, for LPT Realty. Getting back on the state expansion trail. We haven't opened new states in quite a little while because we've been so focused on that operational efficiency and operational excellence. You guys know I've been digging in on this Commission Concierge piece. We've made a lot of changes in the way we've regionalized compliance, bringing in more regional leadership, creating the Commission Concierge, rolling out new technology. Again, for a 2-year-old company, I would put our technology stack up against anybody. And I think a big part of that is this agent choice, because we're saying, hey, use the technology you want to use. Use .loop, use SkySlope, use KvCore, use Follow Boss, use Lofty. Like, the more we can empower you with best-in-class choice, and then we can build what we need to build, which is kind of, again, that connect piece and that listing power tools piece. And we've got some other exciting stuff on the horizon. And again, now to take that and adapt it and start to look at international, start to look at our expansion out into the rest of the U.S. It really is a very exciting time. Bringing on our first executive with public company experience, and a lot of public company experience, along with real estate experience, along with international experience. Really exciting time, guys. Remember, we're all in this together. We are building this company together. Those of you that have closed transactions or shareholders in this business of LPT, we are building this together. We are creating a company to build legacy for you, to build legacy for your families. And I'm all in, obviously, on LPT, self-funding this thing, to date and through the next year before we go to the capital markets, giving us that powerful position as a company, so that I know I can always do what's best for our agents, do what's best for you, do what's best for real estate first, do what's best for agent choice. And I'm so proud to have Michael Valdez now joining myself and all the other amazing members of the executives team, the leadership team, all of the corporate staff at LPT Realty, all of our amazing agents. And again, so proud to be partnered with each and every one of you. And Michael, I'm going to let you have last words today and kind of wrap us up on this amazing Motivation Monday.
Robert, first of all, I want to thank you. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to get to know you and your family and really understand the man that you are, where your heart is. And I'm very excited about your leadership and where we're going to take this company. I want to invite all of you to reach out to me personally. Right now on social media, on all social media platforms, I'm Michael Valdez Global. I want to be in community with all of you. I want to be in community immediately with my new family. Thank you again for the opportunity. I am incredibly excited for the future of LPT.
All right, guys, make it a great week. We'll see you next week on Motivation Monday. Make sure you get in and check out those new technology updates. Get into Listing Power Tools X. Get in there and choose your CRM if you want to have those upgrades. Make it a great week, and we'll see you next Monday.